Hello, good morning, and welcome back to all of you. My name is Vishal Manocha, owner and director at Net Worth Immigration Solutions. Welcome back to our live session. This is 11, right now it's 11 a.m. in Canada, Eastern Standard Time. We are based in Brampton, Ontario, and back home we have two offices in India, in Karnal and Kurukshetra. Welcome back to the live session. Unfortunately, sorry, we didn't have a session last Friday. I was away and it was unavoidable circumstances. We couldn't have a live session last Friday, but we are back live again this Friday with more updates for you, with more from the immigration industry in Canada, and definitely this is the time for you to get all the updates you need if you are looking to move to Canada, and definitely it is also the time for you to ask any questions you have. Kindly post it into the comment section and I'll be very happy to help you and answer those questions right away for you. So let us start with the update we have from the last couple of weeks. There were not too many draws from Express Entry. We will be talking about it, and definitely no CC draw again yet. And we are in the end of July. We'll talk more about it as we go, and definitely other than that, we will be talking about temporary resident visas for spousal application. How is that going, and how much is the success rate, and should you apply that for not? We will be talking about more in detail. Then there were a couple of draws from different PNP which we will be discussing in this session. There was a draw from ONP, BCPNP, PEI, Manitoba. There were 4-5 draws been held in the last week or 10 days. So we will be talking more about in detail. And also the topic of today will be the new immigration minister. Canada has recently announced a new immigration minister, and what he has for us, we have to wait and see. Maybe something coming up for Canadian CEC. We don't know. Let's wait and watch. But let us get started with all the update we have from the last weekend 10 days. And as I said, you definitely this is the best time for you to ask your question. And if you have any concern, do post it into the comment section, and I'll be happy to join and answer all my viewers. Thank you for the support. We have been doing this live session from last 4 5 years, and we will be definitely helping you to achieve your goals, to whatever target you have. Say if you're looking for a study permit, your work permit, spousal PR application, express entry, whatever you're looking at, we will be happy to answer those for you right away. So thank you all for joining in. Let's get started and kicked away with the latest update from the Canadian immigration industry. The first one we have is, yes, we have a new immigration minister recently been announced this week. Mike Miller has been announced as a new honorable immigration minister, and he has been replaced by Honorable John Fraser, who has done a tremendous job in the pandemic and have come up with definitely came up with very good policies, keeping in mind the Canadian economy, keeping in mind everybody, unfortunately, other than Canadian experienced class, which has been ignored from last almost 1 year, which is disappointing, and we will have to see how is the things going to look like once the new immigration minister have now taken charge. Let's see what update he has for us, what he has for Canadian experienced class. So we will have to wait and watch. But right now, I would like to welcome him as a new Canadian immigration minister, and let's hope that he has something for everybody who is looking for to immigrate to Canada, either on study permit, work permit, or whatever category you're looking at. You can definitely that could be one of the things we will be going from here. So now, talking about express entry draw. Yes, from the last draw was held on 12th of July. Since then, there has been no draw. So it's more than 2 weeks now. There is no draw from the last 2 weeks. So 12th of July was the last draw, which was the French people were invited. People with the French language ability were invited under the draw. That is, the minimum invitation was sent. So that was not a very exciting draw. And since then, there was no draw. I think the reason was the change of immigration minister was, I think, due, which has now happened. So I'm pretty sure next week, we should have a draw. Now, if the question is, what will be the draw look, how the draw will look like, what will be the score, under that draw? Let's give you a big, just a recap, not a recap, but basically a screenshot of what is exactly in the pool, how many people are in the pool. So if you look at the number of people in the pool, so they are still around 6,300 people approximately, who are 408, standing at 481 plus. We have seen in the last couple of months that most of the draw have been targeting category specific draw, which was one of the definitely the way the experiment draw would have been look like in this year. That's been happening for the last couple of months. But if you talk about the new express entry draw coming up, maybe what will be the score for that one? What you can expect from that draw, then definitely if you look at the number of people in the pool, which I said is around more than 6,000 people are sitting above 481. So I'm pretty sure whenever the next draw happens up, which is the all category draw and not a specific draw, the score will still remain going to be higher, maybe above 490 is what I can expect, because the last all category draw was 505, which held in June. In July 2023, there have been no all category specific draw as of now, but definitely whenever the next draw happens, most probably next week, I'm hoping there will be a draw. But looking at the number of people in the pool, I'm pretty sure it's going to look like uh, around more than 490 for sure. It definitely looks like it's coming in the 490 because there's still a lot of people with that high score in the pool. And the reason why people get adding to the pool and the people with low CRS scores are not getting an opportunity to apply is because there is a lot of gap between the draws now. So by the say example, there was the last all category draw happened in June. So after a month, obviously there'll be more people getting into pool every time, every day, and every second of the moment. So that keeps on adding on to the pool, and definitely that's the reason the score is not coming down. And still, IRCC is still way ahead to achieve the target of getting the permanent residency application of which they have decided to be approved for this year. That is interesting to see, and and as I said, Canadian experience class is one of the draw. I think are the people who have been ignored from last almost 1 year now. They are the one need to be focused. They are the one who have contributed to the economy, but unfortunately, they are not the one who are scoring 480 plus score under CRS. They are especially if you have come from. Because if you look at the international students, most of the international students who come to Canada, say around 70% of them are only grade 12 pass out. Now, grade 12 pass out, they don't have an opportunity of scoring this much of high score until and unless they have at least 2 years of experience, 8777 in IELTS, and maybe another job offer or confirmed LMI approval application can only make them achieve this score. Other than that, it's very, very difficult for them to get to this point and score this much high. So, Canadian experience class draw people are something definitely Canadian immigration is missing. We have to see how the things go from here, but doesn't seem very positive. Maybe this new change, the new immigration minister, maybe he comes up with a CEC draw. That will be very, very exciting to see if he is thinking about that lines and he comes up with a way that those permanent residents, people who are already, the temporary resident people who are already in Canada gets an opportunity to become a permanent resident in Canada. And definitely we do recommend and support all those international students because that's how they have contributed the most to the economy and they definitely deserve to become a permanent resident of this beautiful country. So let's hope there's something coming up for them. And now before we go into the next update, we have got a lot of questions already there into the comment section. I will be taking those questions and then we will be moving ahead with more updates. We have more information to share from the Canadian immigration in the last 2 weeks, I'll say, because last week I was not available due to some personal circumstances. I was not here. To be honest, I was on a holiday in LA. I had a great time there with my friends, but definitely I couldn't have a live session that time. But it's still a good time to connect after a week. So let me give you more updates we have. And we have our client, our viewers, Mr. Jam. I'd like to congratulate him. He just got his parents' visa approved. Let me see what he has given us a good note. Vishal ji, dear Neha, Vishal, Neha ji, Aman, and all network team. I hope this message finds you good health and good spirit. Oh my God, it's a good message. It's a long, lengthy message. Thank you for your wishes, Mr. Jam. I really appreciate your wording. I will definitely read it through after the session. Maybe I'll go around with the message. But thanks for your nice word, and definitely we do make sure that all our clients do get the positive results. And yes, our success rate in all categories of application we do is more than 97%, which is one of the highest success rate you can have in this industry. So thank you for our clients for trusting us. We have been serving this industry for more than 2 decades almost now. definitely that helps us getting more clients, and positive results definitely help us giving positive services to our client. So thank you, Mr. Amit, for the nice written uh, valuable words you have put into in our application. Thanks for that. So let us take up the next question from Akash. Hello, sir. I'm looking study visa for Canada with my family. Okay, so Akash, if you are looking for a study visa for Canada with your family, okay. So study visa with the family, yes, you can eventually call your family member once you're here. You start studying. There is an opportunity where you can invite your spouse in an open work permit. If you have kids, you can also get there. Depending on the age, they can come here on a visitor visa or on a study permit, depending on what the age they have. But yes, there are pathways where you can get your whole family here if the principal applicant lands here on a study permit. So if you have a study permit, definitely we can. If you don't have it, we can help you getting a job. The LOA from the institution, which are all DLI and recognized institution, will help you get your study permit. Once your study permit is approved, we will help you getting your spouse and your kids and your everybody coming to Canada soon after that. It will take time. It will have this processing time. As I told you, your spouse will be coming on a spousal open work permit, and kids, depending on their age, will be coming on visitor or study permit. So Akash, if you need further help getting your family here, do contact us and we will be very, very happy to help you. Then we have a Gurpreet call. Thank you, Gurpreet, for joining in. Please tell which province has lowest PR score. Okay. So Gurpreet, yes, that's a nice question. Basically just to let our clients know, um, there are not couple of there are in fact more than 100 ways where you can immigrate to Canada and how you can do your PR application. The express entry is the biggest, obviously, the source through which people come to Canada. The second after that is provincial nominee programs, which are being developed and designed by a lot of provinces. I think all the provinces we have, they have the PNP program, and that is the second best way of immigrating to Canada. The number of draws happening every year. If in fact, in this session, we will be covering the latest few draws from the PNP. But the lowest score, when we talk about, we have seen Alberta having a lowest score. But honestly, it's very hard to answer that question, lowest score, because every province have their own program system. Then they are not exactly where you can compare them with each other. So depending on your profile, depending on your experience, somebody may be getting an opportunity with the lowest same score in Alberta, and maybe the same score they might get an opportunity in New Brunswick. They are totally different programs. It's hardly to compare them. The only thing we can compare is the express entry draws, to be honest. But comparing one province to other is it's not going to be I don't think there's the exact data which I can share with you. But yes, there are provinces where low scores are required. There are a lot of options where you don't need to go through express entry. You can still get your PR done without express entry, and you can. The best way to do that is definitely you apply through one or the other PNP programs. So I hope, Gurpreet, that answers your question. If you need further help, you definitely share your profile, and we may be able to help you and suggest you which province may work out best for you. Then we have Har Kamalji saying, hello, which city is the easiest to get PR in Canada? Okay. So again, Harkamji, I think your question is similar to Gurpreet, so it has the same answer. I'll say it's nothing is easy, to be honest, but yes, few provinces have got flexible rules where demand is high. If your occupations and your experience is matching that demand, then definitely you may get an easy opportunity applying through PR to that place. It all comes down to your profile, to be honest, Harkamal. Then we have Mayank Rajput asking a question. His question to us is, I want to study in Canada. Which is the best college university? Okay. Mayank, there are a lot of top ranked university in Canada we have. University of Toronto, University of British Columbia, Queen's University. And also a few of the universities, that depend on which programs you want to do. Few of the universities are specifically the best one in the certain field of program you want to do. So it all comes down to which program you're looking at. And also, as I said, Canada is definitely has a lot of universities in top 100 where we can help you get into those universities if you're looking to come and study here. But best one, I know you would like to study in the best universities and colleges in Canada. There are a lot many, and depending on your profile, we can definitely help you and suggest you which one will work according to your profile and the program you're looking at. We will be able to suggest to you accordingly. I hope that answers your question. Then we have Ganesh asking us a question. The question to us is, so I'm in Canada on PR. I have applied for my wife's dependent PR. Recently, she has completed her biometric and medical in India. How much maximum time it takes to finish the process after medical is done? I have applied her dependent PR on 25th April 2023. Okay, so Ganesh, that's a nice question. I know people, once they have done their biometric, their medical, they do hope to get a result soon. But I can assure you right now what's happening is these category of application are definitely being taken care of on priority basis. There is no exact timeline. We have seen even a month after that getting an approval, or even it takes 3 to 4 months even after that. So there is no exact time frame I can let you know. But yes, we have seen that spousal PR application are being processed much quicker than a lot of other category of application. While we are talking about this, there's another update I wanted to give you. There was another data issue regarding the spousal open work permit. The We all know, like previously in the if you in the previous years, basically since till 2022, if you are applying for a spousal PR application, you are not allowed to invite your spouse on a temporary resident visa at the same time. But there were few changes been made recently, and that have they are coming with a very positive now rate. So basically, if you are applying for a temporary residence visa along or after submitting your application, the success rate of that application from IRCC is more than 90%. And the good thing is, most of the applications are processed within less than 30 days. Now I'm talking about right now, Ganesh. I'm talking about if you apply for a temporary resident visa, either a visitor visa or a work permit, which you are allowed to do, those are being processed in less than 30 days. And I'm not pretty sure if you applied one of them or not. But if you haven't, that's fine. I think you are April. It's a couple of months now. Usually these sort of application does take around 4 to 6 months. So you are already into May, June, July. 3 months are almost done. You can anytime hear the news. Maybe next month, between August to October, I think will be the best time. On an average, as I said, between 4 to 6 months, that may be a time you can look at where your spouse application may be completed. Okay, then we have another question for Vipin. So, good morning, cooks or chefs, any hope for OANP? Oh my God. Vipin, unfortunately, I haven't seen any draw coming up for this skill set, chefs and cooks. You never know, the things can change, but right now it doesn't seem to be very promising for this particular two NOC knock we are talking about, cooks and chefs. There were bakers who have been invited in the last few years draws, even, but that has slowed down this year. There was hardly, I think, one draw with as a baker were invited. Other than that, there were no even draw for that. Chefs and cooks have never been invited in the ONP, but will it be happening in future? You never know, but right now there has been no draw held under this category as of now. Then we have Akash again asking a question. Admissions open in your college? Yes, Akash, admissions are open in our colleges. There are a lot of colleges we represent. Uh, we do represent private and public, both institutions across Canada. So if you are looking for college admission right now, if you're onshore and you're looking for onshore admission in Canada, definitely we can help you in onshore. If you are offshore outside Canada and you're looking for college admission, we can also help you in that regard too. So basically, yes, Akash, you can. The college admissions are open depending on your onshore and offshore. We can help you in that regard, or any of your friend or family who are looking for college admission, we can definitely help and support their admissions first, and definitely after that we can also help them getting their study permit or work permit approved. Work study permit initially, and eventually once you have completed your education, we can also help them completing their also applying for the work permit. In fact, not just work permit, after work permit, if they get married, we help those people get their spousal applications done. One of the spouses, both of you are here, you have completed your experience, we do help people in getting their permanent residency done. So there are a lot of ways our company can help and support from day one till you don't get your even citizenship. We can definitely help you in that too. So thank you, Akash, for answering the question. If you have further question, definitely you can ask us, and we will be happy to definitely answer more questions for you right away. Okay. Now that brings us to our next update. We have talked about the new immigration list to be announced. We have talked about spousal TRV applications. which have been processed with a 90% approval rate and within 30 days processing time. There was no express entry draw been held since July 12. We talked about it, and we are hoping the next week we are hoping that there will be an express entry draw coming up. June was a good month where a lot of draws were held. All category specific draws were held. July we didn't see too much of draws through express entry, but we are hope maybe that was because of the change of the ministry of the change of the immigration minister that may slow down the thing. But I think right now next week we are hoping back that the draws will be held again. Now that was the express entry college admissions we have already talked about. If you're looking for onshore and offshore admissions, we can help you and support you across Canada. If you're looking to study in any of the universities and colleges, we can definitely help you in that too. Now talking about provincial nominee programs draw. So let us first start up with the ONP draw, with the Ontario Immigration Nominee Draw. So how does that work? All the provinces have their own their own PNP draws. Now, Ontario Immigration Nominee Program is definitely one of the very popular programs. So there are a lot of streams under ONP. To just name few, there's skill trade class, master stream, PhD stream, human capital stream. So these two draws, which were held on 20th of July, which was last week, both were held under human capital stream. The people who were invited were somewhere between 455 to 462, 458 to 462. I think these are the range with people who were invited. The people who maximum were invited were 900, and I think 900 approximately people were invited just on the tech experience if you have, and around 157 candidates were invited with the health stream. But till now, ONP has honestly announced, I think more than invited around 2,000 people under health category, under human capital stream, and under tech also. There have been huge invitation been sent. The latest one with more than 900, which was announced on 20th of July. So ONP is Ontario Immigration Nominee Program. That's a program for residents from the Ontario Immigration Ministry. All the provinces have their own PNP, but ONP is one of the most aggressive, I think, and they have, I think, the most quota they have for the year as compared to other provinces. After that is British Columbia, and rightly so, because Ontario is has the maximum population of people in Canada. So that's why you see, obviously there's more skill shortage, more demand in this province, and more people want to come and settle in Ontario. And Ontario, because being the biggest province, population-wise also, there are a lot of people and a lot of draws been held, and a lot of people are been invited under this draw. So right now we are, as we are still going through this update. If you have any questions, kindly post it into the comment section. This is the best time for you to ask your question, any question you have, anything you want to understand about immigration. This is the best time. So if you are, I can see a lot of viewers who are listening to us right away. They are live and with us. I can see a lot of viewers there. If you have any question, kindly post in, as we will be soon coming up to the end of the session, because session is usually for around 30 minutes. We are about to come to an end to the session, but we still have few minutes. So we still give you an opportunity to ask whatever questions you have. Other than that, there were PNP draws. Other than Ontario, we had a draw from British Columbia. We have a draw from PEI. We did have a draw from Manitoba also. But there were a lot of other PNP draws held in the last week or so. And definitely, as I said, after express entry, PNPs are the draws to be targeted. So if you're looking for permanent immigration, that could be an opportunity for you to get your permanent residency through one of these draws which we just talked about, or other draws also, depending. As there were a couple of questions being asked today about which is the best province to move in, and which is the province that has the lowest score draw. As I explained you earlier, it all depends on your experience, on your education, and if your skill is in demand in that province or not. That will determine that will you be invited to apply to that ONP streams or not. So other than that, like if you are talking about if you want any help from us from any immigration matter you talk about, we do help our client in all categories of application. From if you talk about LMI application, we do a lot of LMI application. Just to let you know, right now the processing time of LMI application is approximately 2 to 3 months. There are a lot of clients who have been following us. In fact, we have applied the application. We have started getting results from April and May LMI application submitted. So we know it's approximately 3 months. So you have to be patient if you applied for an LMI application. Basically, LMI application, you can do it can help you in two ways. They can help you getting a work permit and extend your work permit if you are expiring, if your work permit is expiring, and also you can get an LMI which can help you get a PR point. Yes, you get a 50 point. There are two sort of LMI application. One's give you 50 points, the another one give you 200 points. What's the difference is basically the tier 1 and under tier 1, there are only few NOC now, all of them are eligible for 200 points LMI. If you have been offered a job under any of those streams, you do straight away get 200 points, which is definitely going to help you get your getting you through PSF. For 200 means you only need 300 something as your express entry. You get an extra 200 point, which makes you 500, and that's where the CRS score is right now, and that will help you immigrate to Canada. Or if you're somebody, as I said, you, for example, you're scoring 450, 460, you find an employer who's ready to support you, do an LMI application for you, then you can also take help for that employer, and they will definitely help you getting 50 point, which will help you get an express entry, extra 50 point, and help you getting a permanent residency. So if you're somebody within Canada or outside Canada looking for an opportunity to work here, you have found an employer, you want us to process your LMI application, work permit application, we can definitely help you with that. Even if, for example, if you're a household older and you want to invite a nanny or a child care worker or a old age people help in your home, we can help you in that too. You can definitely contact us. We can get the LMI approved for you, for your family. You can have a helper at your home, which can also, these programs lead them to permanent residency. So once they're here, you can support also as an employer, as a household employer also, you can support their permanent residency application, which is a very, very good program. So that's it for all the update we have for this week. There were, as I said, there were not too many draws. Express entry we are expecting will come up next week. I hope we will see a draw coming up next week. We all will be waiting for that. And if that happens, we will be having a session next Friday for sure. I am available next Friday, and the show will go on next Friday also. So thank you all viewers for joining in. This is a best time for you to interact with us, best time to ask your question, and also a good time for us to give you all the update we have. You can follow all our social media handles. We are on Twitter, we are on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. You can follow us in all the social media platform, and we can help where you can get all the updates. This Friday session is to give you all the recap of what happened in 1 week, but we do provide all the updates through our social media platform. So like them, comment on them, and subscribe them, and you will get all the regular updates you need. If you are looking to immigrate to Canada, then there are a lot of opportunities, but you need to be updated, and there are a lot of ways where you can immigrate to Canada. So thank you all for joining into this session. It was again a lovely and a nice session. Thank you. A special thanks for Mr. Amit, who has posted such a nice, valuable comment for us. Thank you for appreciating our services. We got his parents Vista visa approved recently. Thanks, a special thanks to him, and definitely special thank to all the viewers who do take their time to join us into this session every Friday, which is, I think, is definitely helping a lot of people to ask their question, a lot of updates. With Canadian immigration is simple and complex at the same time because of a lot of programs they have. So you may get confused about which one or how to go about it, but you are basically you are definitely in touch with one of the best person you can have, which can help you get your PR. So we are based in Brampton, Ontario. We have another location in Alberta, Calgary. We have office back home in India, in Haryana. You can get in touch with us if you are looking for college admissions. Come and study here in Canada, which is that's the first step which you can take towards your permanent residency. You can contact our offices. We have opportunities available for you. So thank you all for joining into this session. We will see you live next Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, in India, 8:30 p.m. Till then, goodbye. Have a good week ahead and a good weekend. See you all next Friday. Thank you.